after this change that God created in your heart, obviously you probably started to not only feel different about the Jewish people, but you probably started to maybe speak differently about them and teach about them in a different way. Did you receive any pushback from others in the community, particularly in the Arab community?
Many times, sometimes threatening, sometimes against my thoughts, against our activities in the church, but we didn't stop. Do you know why? Because this is not my plan. It's God's plan. And when He wants to stop this, He can stop it whenever He wants. But from 2009 until today, we love Arab, we love Jewish, we are bridge builders, we are peacemakers, we are working in reconciliation between Jews and Arab, and you can see that in our humanitarian aid center. We started with 20 packages, Levi, and today we are distributing 144 families, Arab, Muslims, Christians, and Jewish. And you can find in our humanitarian aid center in the same time, Jew, Muslim, Christian standing, all of them together, taking their needs. No argue, no discussions, just showing the love of Yeshua. And God is changing the hearts. They could understand that we can live together in peace. Why? Because this is the house of the Prince of Peace. So from 2009, our humanitarian aid center is growing day by day with our projects. Today we are not just with food packages, we are giving new clothes, we are giving shoes, we are giving school bags, a lot of things. God is enlarging the ministry. And today we have a lot of families coming, taking their needs. The Bible said that in the end of the days, we're gonna be shining. How we can be light for the Jews if we don't have the oil? And that's what I ask many times. Why I'm traveling and teaching the Word of God? I travel all over the world to teach about Jesus in the Old Testament, about His life, about His birth, about His life, about His crucifixion, His death, resurrection, even about the rapture in the book of Exodus 19. It's talking about the rapture. It's not our topic, but if you want to discuss it, I would like, one day discuss it maybe in US. But on that time, the Lord changed my heart to show the people that we are one family. God is gathering His family back again. God is bringing Abraham's family back again. He's bringing Ishmael and Isaac together. And they could live together. If we understand the Word of God, if we become peacemakers, if we create new generation that empty of hatred and poison soil, it's depend of the new generation. It's not about our fathers, it's not about us, it's about the new generation that's coming to take place. Or they will be filled with hatred, and this war will be continue all the time, this conflict will be continue all the time, or we create new generation that can live in peace. All of us want to live in peace. So understanding, the concept of the Bible, you will understand that we can have peace by the grace of God. And God changed everything. You look around you. Look around you. There are 12 million Jews all over the world. They received 184 Nobel Prize. Can you imagine that? 12 million. 184. And I can't understand sometimes when people calling for boycotting Israel. You know what I mean boycott? Not using anything that was produced or discovered by Jew. Really, you want to do that? Come on, go back to your home, throw out your remote control because it was discovered by Jew. If you have a pacemaker, take it out and die because it was discovered by Jew. If you go to hospital, ask them not to use the laser because it was founded by Jew. A lot of things that we use daily, even your cell phone that you're talking from, all the chips was made in Israel. When God bless someone, He never cares again. Levi, God bless the Jewish people, and we can see that. Look to Israel. From 1948, the re-establishment of the state of Israel, it's not a coincidence. It's the plan of God. And we can see that every day. A lot of wars never end. And every war they say, this is the end of Israel. It's not about physical war, it's about spiritual war. And the 7th October, it was a demonic terror attack. It's not a war. Killing children, we saw things that we never saw in our life. I didn't see that happen from Israel to other countries. You know, baking a child 6 months old in an oven in front of his mama. Do you think it's a human could do something like that? Never happened. It's demonic. And the first Holocaust, the church was silent. It's enough. I call this the second Holocaust. The church will not be silent. We will stand for the truth. Not just for Jewish, also for Arab. We are praying also for the Palestinian in Gaza. You know why? Because we have two kinds of hostages in Gaza. We have the Jewish people, that they are hostages, and we have the Palestinian civilians that live there as hostages under Hamas, a terror organization. They are suffering more than anybody else. Can you imagine the cost of building 500 kilometers of tunnels? They could build more than 25 schools. They could build more than 50 hospitals. You know, Gaza could be the Riviera of the Middle East. Where all this money goes? Where all this money goes? After Oslo Agreement, the PA Authority received $32 billion. That means 15 times double what the European economy received after the World War II in the Marshall Plan. Look for Europe and look for Gaza and the West Bank, where all this money goes. These people are suffering. These people are starving. I've been invited to the White House to speak, and there was some, senators, and I was teaching about the numbers, reality. One of the, senators asked me, so how you can explain the demonstration in the borders from, the Palestinian people? I said, do you know how, or do you understand what it means to be hungry? He said, yes. I said, I apologize. You don't, because you know when you will eat. But these people, they don't know when they will eat. And $100, that means food for all the months if they go to the borders. And if they died, they have the honor to die in the borders, that means they will receive $1,500. That is the value of the, human life in Hamas' eyes. So today we are searching for peace for both sides. We don't want any wars. We want to live in peace, to be blessed and blessing people.
I appreciate you bringing up October 7th. And I was talking to an Israeli gentleman yesterday who said it's just been a continual nightmare because the rockets are still coming. There's still a war. There's still hostages. A couple months ago, we had the opportunity to visit several U.S. campuses: Columbia University, New York University, DePaul University. There are many college students that we encountered that were chanting slogans of Hamas. And I think you have a much better perspective than them because you live in Israel and you're an Arab who's living here. What do you have to say to those folks like the college protesters who are chanting from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, and who are chanting that Israel must be torn down brick by brick? What do you have to say to those folks?
I feel mercy on them. Because when you speak something that you don't understand the reality, you become like a dumb. You are far away from the truth. And if you don't understand what's going in the land, don't shout without knowing what's going here. We as a Christian live in Israel. And Israel is the first democratic country in the Middle East. This is the only country that we can build our churches, worship, sharing the gospel, living as normal people, not as B-class citizen. Because if you want to talk about the situation, I can follow you for hours, showing what is happening in Egypt. I'm not talking about other countries. Like Egypt is, a lot of Coptic Christian is persecuted. I have a lot of friends that they can wait, priests could wait for 3 and 4 years just to build a restroom beside the church to take a confirmation. What kind of, these people, I feel mercy on them because before you speak, and I ask many of them, by the way, which river? What? Which sea? They know nothing. They know nothing. They don't know what they are shouting or what they are repeating.
Do you think that comes back to the idea that this is ultimately a spiritual issue?
It is. It is. And they don't understand that this situation is over. You know, you don't fight Israel. You are not fighting the Jewish people. You are fighting the apple of God's eye. That's what the Bible said. Look, from 1948 until today, how many wars? And no one you have victory upon Israel. So you could think, you know, on the other side to live in peace with this country. And we have peace, agreement with today with Dubai, United Emirates, we have with Jordan, we have with Egypt. So, you know, Hamas is not interested with peace. You know why? Because it's a business. It's money. Money will stop. And today, you know, they release Bethlehem, Gaza, and the West Bank, and already we have two governments. Fatah, the PA authority in West Bank, and Gaza by Hamas, to tell me to whom you're going to speak. These people don't understand what is going in the land here. And shouting because, you know, the media are playing a very essential part of their thoughts. They follow media, and media, they are, you know, professional sometimes in lies. And I can prove it for you with a lot of pictures how they change the view. So I ask the people that really you want to free Palestine, come first, live in Gaza, and after that come and tell me if you would like to. If it was the Palestinian, civilian, innocent people, you know, they are suffering day by day. A worker could work from 8 o'clock until 8 evening in Gaza and receive 20 shekel. 20 shekel is less like $8. And if you work in Israel from 8 to 8, he could have like $200. Can you understand? You know how many friends I met in Cyprus with the conferences from different countries, from Lebanon, from Syria. They said, we wish one day that Israel will occupy us. They are saying that in their tongues. We wish that one day Israel will occupy Lebanon.
And why is that?
Because they can live, you know, normal life. They can live in a country that respect. Even we are Arab, we don't serve in the army. We are not forced. And we still have the right. You know, when you don't work, you're going to receive a salary from the government. Why? You know, when we receive our salaries, oh, it's Israel. We don't, you know, when it's not about salaries, no, we don't want Israel. Many people, one time I remember it was about one of the villages called Al-Fahim. It's in the borders with Palestine. Israel thought to give it to the Palestinian side. Do you know what happened? 70% of these people transferred their addresses to Nazareth because they don't want to be transferred. And they put placards. I have a lot of pictures. They put a placard on the main street, we belong to Israel. So what are you fighting for? We can live in peace, Levi, if we want. But some, like Hamas, they don't want. And Hamas, by the way, they are not just killing Jewish people. You saw that in your eyes in many movies. After the 7th of October, they killed an Arab Muslim guy that all his sin was helping innocent people. Just help. He was working, you know, with first aid. And the video shows that he said, you know, the Shahada, the Muslim. Even with that, they said, you are work with the infidels. They shoot him. He's a Bedouin who live in Israel. We are living difficult days.
The war continues, and on October the 8th, Hezbollah decided to begin firing thousands and thousands of missiles now.
Okay.
How do you see the security situation improving, especially in the north?
Have you heard about the Christian militia, what they said yesterday? They say they are threatening Hezbollah. If you start a war, you're going to face two wars, from inside and from outside. We want to live in peace. And if there was no Hezbollah in Lebanon, that he's serving Iran, okay? I do believe that we already have, peace agreement with Lebanon. I met a lot of friends in Cyprus and in Christian conferences. They love Israel. They love to come and visit us. And they understand that we could live in peace. But as I told you, there is a lot of people that are not interested with peace. Hezbollah is getting in a dangerous area. And I think he forgot to remind him what he said in 2006. After the war, he said, if I knew that Israel gonna attack us in this rough way, I wouldn't start the war.
This is Hassan Nasrallah.
Yes, what he said. And today, he's just repeating the history. You can't do, Einstein said, you can't do the same thing and expect different results.
Sure.